work from home honestly began back then in 2013 from my living room. I had a small 1 BHK house back then. And in the end of the day, it's all about hard work. There is no shortcut to that. It's all about perseverance. It's all about confidence, and it's all about consistently chasing what you want to chase. And if you have that in you, whether you're a PR entrepreneur, whether you are any startup selling coffee mugs, whatever, you will just like be successful. I think it's just that. We're in a very, very interesting day and age where there's a lot of automation, there's a lot of ease to doing what you're doing, and a lot of ease to be able to help us connect with people. Nothing that is happening out of chance. It's all pre-planned. The processes are so set and watertight, and everybody in the organization, top to bottom, follows that to the T. Equally, I don't know what is work-life balance, because this is life for me.
Welcome to our podcast, PR and Purpose, a conversation where we deep dive into the world of public relations, reputation, and real brand storytelling. I'm your host, Rajeshwari, and we have a very special guest today with me, someone who has carved out a powerful voice in the Indian communication landscape, Diana Fernandes. Diana is the founder and group CEO of Bloomingdale Public Relations. She possesses over 2 decades of experience in the field. Her experience spans across various verticals, including hospitality, lifestyle, and startups, technology, and real estate. Under her leadership, Bloomingdale has grown immensely, and its presence has grown in India, Singapore, and the UAE. So, whether you are building a startup or you're an entrepreneur managing a brand, or just trying to figure out what PR is in 2025, this episode will give you a masterclass in clarity and, of course, some courage. Let's dive in. First of all, I will like to welcome my guest, Diana. Thank you so much for taking time. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Rajeshwari. Absolute pleasure being here. And like I mentioned to you, this is my first podcast. So it's really, really special. I am nervous, I'm scared, and I also speak really fast. So wherever you feel you want me to pause, slow down, please tell me and I'll do it all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking time for us.
Yes.
So to start off, take us back to the origin story, where you started, the initial journey. How was the challenges like? What was your vision?
Sure. So I have, my mom's an entrepreneur, coincidentally. She in fact started her business about 40 years ago. I'm 43, and she started it when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And at that point in time, entrepreneurship for women was unheard of, like absolutely unheard of. So for me, my growing up ages were seeing my mother hustle, struggle, work, and work in a environment where, like I said, entrepreneurship and women were not exactly the best fitting combination. So I have, when people would ask her, what do you do? She would be like, yeah, I do something. I have a little small setup. So she would never really say that she was running a very, very successful corporate gifting business. And she started ground up with absolutely no experience in business. She used to work, and then she just one day started her business, and she would go, from one company to the other. She would sort of deal with pens and diaries and paper products. And I've seen her growing up, have seen her do just that. So for me, entrepreneurship wasn't something that, oh my God, I have to be an entrepreneur. For me, it was more like a way of life, because I've seen my mother doing that. But again, I didn't jump into it right yet. So I finished my MBA in the year 2003, 2004. And I started working with a PR company. It was a part of a larger management consulting group. And I started ground up, right from business development to client servicing, media, it was, because it was a small firm, everybody did everything. So I sort of learned the ropes from there. I did work across verticals, all sorts of clients, small, big, and 10 years I was there. I didn't really switch jobs when a lot of my colleagues were like 2 years here, 3 years there, 4 years here. I stuck around there for 10 years. I had absolute faith and conviction in what I was doing and in my and the company, and I did that for 10 long years. Somewhere around 2013 is where I felt that, like I said, because I saw my mom being so much in control of her time, so much in control of where she earned and how much she earned, and like the whole, because I saw her doing that. So I was like, yeah, I also want to be a little bit more, more being able to control my life the way I want to. While I was, of course, in a great space in my job, I still somewhere thought that, maybe I want to be on my own. And I spoke to my boss back then and said that, I would want to venture out and do something on my own. And what do you think? And like I said, I worked there for 10 years, so he was like family. And he said that, you have my blessings, whatever, like, go ahead and do what you want. So I started in 2013, after 10 years of working with the PR company. Spoke to, 2 to 3 clients who I, because sales and business development wasn't my DNA. Spoke to a few clients, told them that, listen, I want to start out. uh, some of them were like, it doesn't really matter whether you're a part of a large setup sitting in a blue glass building, or you are, on your own and doing working for us by yourself, as long as we're getting what we want and you're able to deliver. So my work from home honestly began back then in 2013 from my living room. I had a small 1 BHK house back then. My husband would go to office early morning, so he was like, दिन में जो करना है करो. So it was like that. So he would leave at 7, and then 8:30 my office would start, and I had 2 to 3 girls who joined me. We were like a 3-4 member team. From my living room, we bought work desks. I remember the first time we went to buy a work desk, I got my colleague to walk like step to step, and we calculated how many steps she's walking, kitni jagah lagegi ek desk ko. Came back home, walked the same steps in my living room.
Oh,
Literally,
wow.
yeah, we bought desks like that. And we started, yeah, so we just like started ghar se. I remember this very interesting story. This girl who joined me couldn't tell her mother that she's working for us, like for somebody who's just started out. So she said, हमारा ऑफिस है और हम मैं ऑफिस जाती हूँ. और एक बार, my cook would come at 6 o'clock in the evening, every evening. And एक बार she was talking to her mother, and my cook was in the kitchen, and cooker की सीटी बजी. And my mother was like,
Oh.
कुकर की सीटी कहाँ बज रही है? When
Oh.
talking. So yeah, they were interesting days, and we've gone through the whole drill of, of like all of that. And I remember we were all girls, so like सबके बाल झड़ते थे. So my husband would come sweep the floor in the evening, and it was hilarious. But it was like, I miss those for that first year of not knowing what we're doing and where we're going. But yeah, that's how it just started. It just honestly happened.
These are the challenges. What else? What kind of other challenges that you faced?
I'll tell you what. So when you're starting out, while you have all the confidence and all of that, to be able to convince the client that, listen, you have it in you, and you're going to be able to do the same magic that you did while you were with the larger company, or while you are with the larger setup, was a little bit of a what do you say? I wouldn't say like not a challenge, but yeah, it was something to sort of look at. But I just felt that, the more and more we worked, the more and more we showed result. I think it just went into flow. And again, in the end of the day, it's all about hard work. There is no shortcut to that. It's all about perseverance. It's all about confidence, and it's all about consistently chasing what you want to chase. And if you have that in you, whether you're a PR entrepreneur, whether you are any startup selling coffee mugs, whatever, you will just like be successful. I think it's just that faith in yourself.
Okay, as you started as a PR entrepreneur, what advice would you give yourself back then?
3 things there. Firstly, if I always feel that I wish I had told my younger self to manage finances better. That whole financial literacy, I think, came to me. I don't think it's come to me yet, but yeah, it's come to me a little bit now. But I wish I had known that in my early 20s and 30s. How do you manage your funds? How do you set, a kitty aside for contingencies, for some sort of crisis? How do you quote your client the right price and not sort of undercode just because you're starting out. So I feel this is something that I thought that, maybe if I knew better, it would have been a slightly better start, but no regrets. Thirdly, I also feel that, processes over people. Of course, people are important, very, very crucial, especially in our business, where we're not in the business of selling any products. We're in the business of a service, human intellect. So people are really, really important. And in a case, in a situation like that, if you're having great people and you have great processes, I think they both go hand in hand, and it just becomes a lot more smoother and better. So I feel, yeah, managing finances, quoting your price, and as I said, setting better processes are the 3 things I learned a little later in life, but yeah, I learned it.
PR has changed. PR has seen many changes over the years, like from digital, from traditional to digital, then social media, then influencer, and now it's AI-driven content. So, what is the role of PR right now, and how is it evolving as per you, and how is Bloomingdale adapting to these changes?
Okay, so when I started my career, Rajeshwari, it was more about, we would go with press releases to journalists. Like I've gone from one publication to the other publication, taking press releases, taking photographs, done that whole drill of going physically giving the journalist the press release, coming back, and then somebody would call and say, hey, I need a picture. I would go back physically and give the picture. So I have learned that way, cut to now where everything is automated process, emails, monitoring, tracking, it's all changed. So I have seen that whole transition where I was cutting, filing, sending clients a docket, to everything, reports, all of that just getting automated right now. So I feel we're in a very, very interesting day and age where uh, uh there's a lot of automation, there's a lot of ease to doing what you're doing, and a lot of ease to be able to help us connect with people. Earlier, looking for people, connecting with journalists, all of that was a task. Now I feel it's a lot more easier, plus what I've seen in the last 5 years is the whole so everything that you do for a client is PR. It's no more newspapers and magazines and coverages and just a very, very linear way of looking at things right now. Where whatever your client or your brand does to reach out to a target audience is PR. And that is something that we have transitioned with doing, now, for example, like this Brother International, which is a Japanese company, they're our clients, and they were launching printers last month. So right from selecting the venue to the concept creation to backdrop कैसे होगा, to product कैसे उड़ के आएगा, चल के आएगा, कैसे आएगा, to MC will say what, to MC क्या पहनेगी, to media gifts, to the drill. So it's all our job. So I just feel that PR is a lot more, people keep saying that does PR have a seat on the table now? PR does have a seat on the table right now, and brands and companies are looking to PR agencies to help conceptualize, to help help communicate with audiences through a larger level. So we're a very, very important, critical part of marketing right now versus what we were earlier. Like the lines are blurring. So right from influencers to media to collaborations, I think the last 5 years has seen all of that as a part of our scope and KRA.
So now it's AI-driven content all
Yes,
over that we are seeing.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
how do you see the authenticity for a brand? What should be the brand storytelling, and how authentic should it be?
I'll tell you what. So AI, honestly, for us has been more of an enabler, and AI has been a great companion. AI for us has helped us become faster, better, stronger, and it is something that has helped us a great deal. I just feel like right from processes to analysis to measurements, and we're all a lot about measurements as well. We try to show that, okay, we showcase our work in a very clear manner, that okay, if the client has spent X amount of money, here's what we've done for them, and here's the value that we've given you versus what you probably would have got if you had to say pay and get these coverages or whatever. So AI has really, really helped us a great deal, like I said, to become faster, bigger, better, stronger, and a lot more. I think our people can do a lot more with their time, and really, really spend time on building connections, going out there, meeting journalists, and doing a lot more with their time, because a lot of their processes are now automated. That so AI honestly has helped us a great deal. I mean, it's been a boon rather than a bane. I mean, I've been one of the late adopters, in fact, of AI, and I was like, kya hai ye, and kyun karna hai, and I'm 43, right? So it took me a while, but once I started, and once I saw my team and the youngsters doing it, and I was like fascinated with the magic and the beauty of what AI can do. So it's been great for us, honestly.
All right. What about influencer marketing? I remember before 2, 3 years back when it was all over. Now it's micro influencers.
Yeah.
How is it affecting the traditional PR building?
See, for us again, like I mentioned, when we work with a particular client, for us, it is not about what are our services. it's more about what does the client want, who is the client's target group, and what is it that we have to do to reach the client's TJ. If traditional PR is what the client is what the TJ is consuming content, so we will just stick to that. But if it's a client, say it's a consumer client, which is say into handbags, which is a consumer, very, very consumer B2C product, so we will include influencers as part of our narrative. So basically, influencers, or rather, influencer management or influencer collaboration has widened our scope, has widened our avenue, and has given us further more platforms to help our client reach its target audience. So now we work with a lot of influencers, be it larger influencers, nano, micro, paid, non-paid, all of them, across the verticals. We look at engagement rather than likes and follows. We look at more engagement of influencers, and we select influencers that way. But it has given us, like I said, an added platform and added avenue to help our client reach to its target audiences. And also, it's more ROI driven, right? I feel that it's easy to see and measure when it comes to influencers versus traditional media. While we are, like I said, we're a lot about also measurements and ROI across PR, because that's like one question that keeps getting asked, that okay, if I'm paying you a retainer of 3 lakh or 4 lakh, what am I getting in the end of each month? So we put a lot of emphasis on our processes, which are also very, very measurement driven when it comes to the output. So that is something that we look at, and influencers has really, really helped us in that way, because we're able to measure ROI, we're able to have conversations which will and maneuver conversations to reach the target audience of our client better. So it's always, I mean, it's been a great transition for us, and we have a good team working on that as well.
Coming back to your founder journey, do you want to share any milestones that has shaped you as a leader?
So it's been a beautiful journey. We complete 12 years of Bloomingdale next month. October is our birthday, and we complete 12 years. It's been a beautiful journey. It's been more of how do I say? I think God has been kind. I keep telling people that I'm God's favorite child. So when I need something, I always get it, and I get the right kind of people, and I'm always at the right place at the right time. And I have, like I said, touch wood, always experienced that. So I feel that it's been phenomenal 12 years. Somewhere when I reached about, say, 10 years of Bloomingdale, I felt that I now need to sort of, like, I've been doing whatever I've been doing basis my skill set and the team that I have. But I don't really come from a large agency background. I don't really come from, I haven't worked with any large agency, or I don't understand a lot of processes and KPIs and stuff like that. So I felt that after I completed 10, I needed somebody who probably would come in and help sort of build that processes and documentation and KPIs, and make us a little bit more professionally stronger and bigger, better, as we race towards becoming a slightly larger firm from the boutique nature that we are right now. And that's when we got a CEO on board, and we got Vikram Kharvi, who comes with great experience, and he joined us in 2024, mid last year. And a lot of skill sets that he brings in, I don't bring in. So we sort of complement each other really, really well. And I feel that my next phase of entrepreneurship is honestly with him, because he is now hand in hand building it with me. It's not me doing it alone by myself now. So we're equally working towards driving the next phase of Bloomingdale. And I feel having somebody like that to join you in your entrepreneurial journey makes things better and stronger. And I feel that has been like a great milestone, if you ask me, uh, in our leadership, in our career, and I mean in the journey of Bloomingdale rather. And that is something that I am now looking forward to as in the next 10 years.
How do you maintain creativity in your team, of course, in under pressure and deadline?
I'll tell you what, in this case now, here's where processes really, really help. If you've set right processes, then it could be close deadlines, it could be crisis, it could be whatever. You're well prepared, because you're not suddenly ki, यहाँ आग लगी है, यहाँ बुझाओ, या वहाँ आग लगी है, वहाँ बुझाओ. We have a proper streamlined process per team, in terms of every team. They've got like their weekly dashboards, they've got their quarterly plans shared, they've got weekly reports which go to clients. So there is nothing that is happening out of chance. It's all pre-planned. The processes are so set and watertight, and everybody in the organization, top to bottom, follows that to the T, which is honestly what something that gives us time to really invest in creative campaigns and ideation and brainstorming, because you're not, like I said, running all over the place managing what is the crisis of today. We're very like the process is so written stepping stone that we're able to creatively come up with new campaigns, and we work with a lot of young guys. And I think the beauty of working with youngsters is that there's never a dull day. There's always something. आज सब red पहन के आए हैं, like there's always like something that's happening that you feel you like their energy really rubs off on me and Vikram and the others, who've been here for a long time. And I think that really helps us. You get youngsters on board, you channelize their energies in the right manner, and you give them the right processes, and it's magic. I think they're magical. I think that is what sort of helps me and helps us going.
What is your biggest difficult leadership decision you have taken till now?
I wouldn't say difficult, I would say biggest. And that clearly is bringing on a CEO, because for 10 years of Bloomingdale, I was running it by myself. Even when my previous company, the last 4 5 years, I was pretty much managing the PNL and I was doing things my way. So suddenly, after 15 years, I had gotten somebody on board who was more like an equal, more, and it was more about giving away control, which I had for the longest time, and then letting somebody else take the reins of the company and decide and make decisions, and somebody who will who probably you can listen to, who will listen to you, and that having somebody else do this with you, I think was one of the most challenging part of my leadership journey, I would say, because I wasn't sure whether or not I will be able to do this. I wasn't sure whether or not I will be able to work with somebody hand in hand. And I think that for me, honestly, has been one of the challenging roles. And I think we've managed it really, really well. So that was like a key defining leadership moment in my career, if you ask me. I
Okay.
still remember the first time. I mean, this was when he came, when after Vikram came, say about 3 4 months of him coming in, and we had a client pitch. And typically, when there's a client pitch, I introduce the company, because by default, 10 saal se I've only been introducing in the company, and the client, that prospective client was like, tell me about Bloomingdale. And I probably paused, and I didn't start on time, and he started briefing him about Bloomingdale. That was the first time that somebody other, and like I remember like having a lump in my throat that okay, it was the first time somebody else spoke about Bloomingdale the way I would, or rather the better than the way I have. So I think that was that day I realized that okay, it's a decision well taken, and it's great to sometimes let go, and it's great to have somebody take decisions for you, and you don't have to always do it all. So that was beautiful.
All right. What is the presence of Bloomingdale right now?
So we're headquartered in Mumbai and Singapore. We're a Singapore registered company. We're also registered in India. And we've got presence in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Mumbai being our biggest, largest office. Overseas, like I said, we're registered in Singapore. So Singapore is our Southeast Asia center. And we also have a JV in Dubai. So via Singapore, we manage the whole of Asia Pacific, which is your Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand. And through our partner network in GCC in Dubai, we manage the whole of GCC markets, which is Dubai, Oman, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and all of that. And in India, of course, via our Bombay and other 4 offices, we manage Pan India. And we've got trusted partners that we've got across the globe, because like I said, we've been in this business for so long. We've worked across campaigns and across clients. So we've got like a very, very strong partner network to deliver in any continent in the country. So we're able to manage that.
This is a vast presence, as you say.
Yes, 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 it is. It is, but like I said, we've always believed in, say, slow and steady growth. It all hasn't happened overnight. Bloomingdale's was registered in Singapore in 2018, after about 5 6 years, after having like a strong presence in India, and thereafter in Dubai. So it's been very, very gradual. The ultimate aim and goal is to, I mean, while we are Singaporean, Singapore registered Singaporean company, we're working towards whether the holding company will be in India at some point in time or Singapore, and how do we transition that. So we are working towards that now. But at this point in time, Bombay is our strongest, followed by Southeast Asia and then GCC.
So, being a women entrepreneur in this field, was the narrative any difficult or challenging for you?
Entrepreneurship in itself is challenging. It's not about man or woman. Honestly, it is. If you've taken the plunge, you've taken the plunge, and it is going to be a challenge. Being a woman makes it slightly tougher, of course, because especially if you have a child. And I remember I conceived after Bloomingdale turned one. So my son was born when Bloomingdale turned about two and a half. So so the company and him, they've both been growing together. My son is 10, he turned 10, Bloomingdale will turn 12. So that I feel, sometimes managing that becomes a little bit of a challenge, because for me, that also is priority. And I've always maintained that. Growing up, my mom, was so engrossed in her business, because for her, business meant food on the table. Like, she had to work because we had to be educated. And, like I said, she needed to do that. With me, I have the privilege to be able to, of course, work, but it's not food on the table situation for me. So for me, I know that I can, have a team working for me. I can be with my son if he's not well, or if he has a parent teacher meeting, I will be there. But for my mother, work was very, very important, because that was priority for her, and that was what. And I probably maybe missed her at some point in time, while I was growing up. But like I said, for her at that point in time, that was important, and that was needed to be done. For me, I feel that I choose to balance because I am able to balance. So that I feel is different when it comes to women and entrepreneurship.
So, it is you have a vast presence in all over the globe, and how do you manage your work-life balance?
I don't understand work-life balance, honestly. For me, my work is my life, and like it's not work. Like, if I'm in the office, if I'm with my team, I'm talking to you, it's not work. I'm having a great time. Likewise, when I'm with clients, at client offices, doing meetings, events, this is what I love doing. So it doesn't seem like work. So Mekuni, I don't know what is work life balance, because this is life for me. I do take frequent breaks, but I'm also working on my break, because it's not like, oh, I'm on a chutti, I'll shut my laptop. No, because I like working. So even on holidays, I have my laptop on for a couple of hours and I'm doing my stuff. So it's like, I don't understand work life balance. So for me, my work is my life. For me, I love doing what I'm doing. I have a great team. I love interacting with them, be it when I'm on a holiday. But when they're on a holiday, I don't bother them. I give them work-life balance. But मेरे को honestly फर्क नहीं पड़ता. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just like, around the clock, call me anytime, discuss anytime, anything. I'm just happy doing that. There is no problem.
So, one piece of advice for our listeners, young listeners, or entrepreneurs, maybe, how to craft an impactful narrative.
Uh, Listen to your audience, understand your client really, really well, understand where the client is coming from, who is the client's audience, what does where is that audience, whether he or she, where is he consuming content from, whether it's on the phone or tablet or newspaper or podcast or what. So understand your client's TG really, really well, and then craft strategies according to that. And there is no playbook, honestly, for PR. There is no one size fits all strategy. Once you understand your client requirement, then basis your client audience, devise strategies accordingly. If you do that, you will always, always, always have a winner at hand. But I see a lot of people having like a cookie cutter model ki acha ye चार चीजें हम करेंगे, ये चार चीजें हम करते हैं, पर it doesn't necessarily impact, your client's audience. I mean, it has to be very, very measurable, impactful campaigns. And I think if you're able to do that, understand your client, understand competition, understand the landscape really, really well, I think they will be definitely be successful.
All right. So this brings to my last segment, that is rapid fire. And
Okay.
I will be asking you some questions, and you have to be real quick.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, a campaign you're really proud of.
I think Mad Over Donuts, my client, we started working with them 15 years back. When donuts as a category was not known, people knew kuch goal sweet sa milta hai, at cake shops, pastry shops. So for us, it was about creating awareness that this is a donut, and this is what it looks like, and it's mostly sweet, but sweet and savory. And the whole fact about that, you don't have to look at a donut with guilt that oh my god, but how you have to look at it with happiness. So creating the narrative of donuts, meaning happiness, was something that I feel we've taken a long time. We've been like we've grown old together. 15 saal ho gaye abhi, our kids have grown up together. So it's like that. So I feel MOD is one of the closest clients for us, and we're proud of creating a distinct space for donuts in the QSR segment today.
What was the worst pitch you ever received?
Honestly, Rajeshwari, I don't think there's any like a worst pitch. I mean, obviously there are clients who have certain problems and they're looking for a solution. You may not have that solution, you may not be the right partner, but that doesn't mean somebody doesn't have it. Maybe somebody else is. So I wouldn't call it a worst pitch, but we've got pitches which probably we were not the right partners for.
PR myth you would love to debunk?
Uh, that PR is ROI driven, that अभी हम PR कर रहे हैं, so it's like जादू की छड़ी, magic wand, our problems will be solved. Customers will walk into our store, our online sales will go over the roof, our restaurant will be full. No, so I just feel that people should understand, brands should understand that PR is a slow process. It is, while it is ROI driven, it's not immediately ROI driven. It will take some amount of time, and it's a very, very slow process, but it's a great brand building tool which will last you your life for your lifetime. So I feel that immediate magic is something that people expect from PR is not happening at all.
Okay, media outlet that you always read.
I'm very old school, so I can't see tablet pe Maxter. I need newspaper, so I read Economic Times largely, and I love reading the Mint on weekends. I do buy magazines even now, so I'm reading magazines all the time. I read magazines on flights, so I'm like I need that smell of newspaper and magazines. Instagram is also a great source. I like what Faye D'Souza reports. I think she's a great source of news for me because a lot of things that's happening you get to know real time from her, which is not come in the paper in the morning.
All right. Favorite crisis comeback ever?
Favorite crisis comeback, I think this was for Naturals ice cream just after COVID. So Naturals reached out to us to say that, okay, we've got like, say, 26 tons of ice cream that they're supposed to, let go of. And they couldn't just put it down the drain because it's protein, right? So how we help navigate a story about how they converted this into useful gas.
Okay, and what a brand you think is nailing their comms right now?
Two brands rather that I feel handle their comms really, really well. One is of course Zomato. I think the way they manage their comms is brilliant. The way even if there's a crisis situation, they know how to exactly turn it positive. Another brand is the Whole Truth Foods. I think it's called Whole Truth Foods. Yeah, Shashank is the guy who's the founder. Brilliant in terms of setting the narrative on eating right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Diana, for coming to us and talking with us and sharing all these inspiring and wonderful conversation. Thank you so much.
Rajeshwari.
That was Diana Fernandes, founder and group CEO of Bloomingdale PR, and a true force in the world of strategic communication. If you loved this episode, share it with someone who is still battling their next communication challenge. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe our channel and follow our series PR and Purpose, a conversation for more stories from the frontliners of PR. Until then, this is Rajeshwari signing off. And this was PR and Purpose with Diana Fernandes. Thank you.